Hello guys, welcome back. Recently I came across an Etsy shop selling simple wall art and they've made up to $35,000 so far. So in our last video, we created a similar stunning digital wall art design in just 10 minutes using Canva and made it ready to print. Now it's time for the next step, setting up our Etsy store and listing our print for sale. Now in this video, I'll guide you through the entire process, from creating a brand new Etsy shop to optimizing your listings for maximum sales. If you've ever wanted to start an Etsy printable business, this is the perfect guide for you. So let's jump right in and turn our designs into a real online business. So we are now on our Etsy dashboard, and as you can see, I'm logged into my account. You can also create a free account by simply signing up with your Gmail address, first name, and a strong password. To create an account, click on Sign In, then select Register to create a new account. Here you just need to enter your Gmail, first name, and a strong password. Once you've filled out the details, click on Register, and your Etsy account will be created instantly. Now that we have our account ready, let's move on to the next step of creating our first Etsy shop. After logging in, you will see a dashboard like this on your screen. Here, you can find your account details, settings, and various options, but our focus is on creating our first Etsy shop. To do that, click on the shop icon at the top, which will take you to the shop manager. Once you click on it, Etsy will automatically open a default setup window for creating your first listing. This setup process is the same for all new users and is very easy to follow. The first form you'll see asks for your default language. I have already set mine to English, and as you can see, Etsy clearly states that you cannot change your shop language once it is saved. So, double check before proceeding. Next, you'll need to select your shop country. You can choose any country where you plan to sell your products. I'm leaving mine as the default. The third option is for currency. You can adjust this based on your target country and its preferred currency. I'm keeping mine as it is. Once you've filled out these details, click on Save and Continue, and we're done with this setup page. Now let's move on to the next step, where we will name our shop. I've already added our brand name, but you can choose any name that comes to mind. You can change it in the future, so don't worry too much about the name. The rules we need to follow are simple. Our shop name should be between 4 to 20 characters, and it shouldn't have any special characters or spaces. For example, if I add a space between blogger and tech, it will give us an error. To resolve this, make sure to add a name that represents your brand and doesn't have spaces between the characters. Once you're satisfied with the name, simply click on Save and Continue, and this will take us to the next step, where we will list our wall art. Here you'll see the first option asking for your digital wall art category, and it's really easy to find, even if you're new. Just type digital prints since our design falls under that category. After selecting, they will ask, what type of item is it? And provide two options, one for a physical product and one for a digital product. Since we are listing digital wall art, select the digital files option so that buyers can easily download it from our Etsy shop. Next, they will ask a few simple questions like, who made it? You can answer based on your situation. If you created the design yourself, select I did. If a teammate created it, choose that option. If another organization made it, select that, but note that you will need to provide their details later. For our design, I'm selecting I did and moving to the next question. What is it? The options are a finished product or a supply or tool to make things. Since our digital wall art is a finished product and ready for download, check finished product and we're good to go. Now the next question is, when was it made? You can select the date range in which you created the wall art. If you sell vintage products, you can choose other options. But since we created our digital wall art recently, we'll select the time period of 2020 to 2025. The last section is about production partners. But as I mentioned earlier, this is only for stores that collaborate with partners to create their products. Since we personally created our digital design, we don't need to fill out these details. Now simply click on Save and Continue to move on to the next step of adding our product details. This is the section where we'll add our product details, including all the essential SEO elements like keywords and descriptions. Don't worry, we'll handle this strategically using free keyword research methods. First, we need to create a title that includes relevant keywords. Since our product is wall art featuring cute ribbons and teddy bears, we'll use ChatGPT to generate a professional title and description. Head over to ChatGPT and paste this prompt. In the prompt, I've included the title of our wall art and outlined some description guidelines. First, the description should include keywords naturally. Second, it should provide clear product details so buyers understand exactly what they'll receive. Lastly, I've added a disclaimer stating that this is a digital product to prevent confusion, as some buyers might expect a physical item. This disclaimer is essential for clarity and legal protection. In just a few seconds, ChatGPT will generate a title and description that we can use for our product listing. Once I got the generated title, I copied and pasted it into our shop listing. The title looks great, but we'll refine it further by adding more keywords to improve its visibility. Now, open a new tab and go back to Etsy. Use the search bar to look for something similar to our product, such as printable wall art, and take note of the auto-suggested keywords. Add the most relevant ones to our title to increase its chances of appearing in search results. And that's it. The next step is to upload our promotional pictures and videos of the product. Now we can upload our promotional material for the original product, and Etsy allows us to upload up to 10 images, along with one promotional video. I've already downloaded our wall art promotional PNGs from Canva, so I'm uploading them to the store now. These images help buyers visualize how the finished product will look. You can also create similar promotional images with just a few simple clicks and some creativity on Canva. Now that we've successfully uploaded the images, we can also adjust their size and make them more visually appealing. Since buyers go through these images before deciding to purchase, it's crucial to upload high-quality images that showcase the product in the best way possible. Here you can see that our images are good to go, but we still need to add alt text. Adding alt text is important because it helps search engines and Etsy understand the content of the image, improving search visibility both on Etsy and in search engines like Google. After making these changes, simply click on Apply, and all the updates to our images will be saved. Now we can move to the next part, where we need to upload our high-quality PDF file, which is the main digital product of our shop. Click on Upload and select the desired file. If you need guidance on the required PDF file format, you can watch the previous video, where we created the wall art from scratch and downloaded it in the correct format for Etsy. For now, I recommend downloading your file in CMYK format from Canva, as it will deliver the best print quality. So, go ahead and upload your file to Etsy in this step. After uploading, we can now move to the next part, where we need to add the description of our product. Head back to ChatGPT, copy the product description, and then paste it into Etsy. Make sure there are no errors, go through it thoroughly, and check for any mistakes. Also, try to add as many details as possible to make the description clear and informative for buyers. After setting up the description, we can now move to the next part, where we need to add the pricing details of our product. Pricing is entirely up to you and your product. If you believe you're offering something unique that appeals to a large audience, you can set a higher price. However, if you're new, I recommend setting a competitive price, offering high-quality designs at a lower price than your competitors to attract more buyers and build sales momentum. After researching similar products, I found that these types of digital prints are typically listed between $10 to $15. To stay competitive, I'm setting our product price at $7, as it delivers great value at a reasonable price. You can use the same strategy when finalizing the price for your products. Next, we need to set the quantity. Since we are selling digital prints, there's no stock limit. Customers will receive a high-quality PDF download. To maximize availability, set the quantity to the highest number allowed and move on to the next step. Now we're almost done. Just need to fill out the tags and attributes section. You could skip this, but I highly recommend adding all these details to make your listing stronger and more searchable. Start by adding some basic details about your wall art, like the material. Since it's digital, you can select digital print, the primary and secondary colors, and the dimensions of the design. There's also an option for sustainability, where you can highlight if your product is made using eco-conscious methods. It's a small detail, but it can make a difference for buyers who care about that. This part might take a little time, so go through it carefully. Once you're done, we can move on to the next step. Alright, I've successfully filled out all the details with the necessary tags for my product, and you'll need to do the same for your digital art. Once you've done that, it's time to move to the next section, where we'll confirm all the details we've entered so far. Go through everything carefully. Make sure all the settings are in place to maximize your reach on Etsy. Once you confirm, you'll see an option called Shop Section. This is basically like creating categories for your shop. For example, you could have a section for digital wall art, another for living room wall art, and so on. It helps keep things organized, but if you're just starting, you can leave it blank for now. Next, you'll see the option to feature this listing. Definitely enable this. It'll push your product to the top of your shop's page, giving it better visibility. Then comes the renewal options section. This helps keep your product live on Etsy without you having to manually renew it. Set it to automatic, so Etsy takes care of it for you. And that's it. Once you click Save and Continue, your first listing on Etsy is officially live. Now you can check out how it looks in your shop. Now that we've reviewed our listing, just click on Do This Later, since we're only listing one product for now. After clicking, you'll be taken to a page where we need to fill out our demographics and payment details. This step is crucial because Etsy needs this information to process your payments correctly. For general guidance, make sure to select your country and choose individual as your account type unless you're registering as a business. If you have a business, select business and provide the required details. But for new sellers, the default individual option works just fine. For me, I'm filling in my details since it requires personal information, but you'll notice the form is straightforward and easy to complete. Just go through each field carefully and ensure you enter accurate details because Etsy will use this to pay you. Now, take your time to fill everything out, and once that's done, we'll move on to the next step. After filling in all these details, just click on Save and Continue to move forward to our final step. This is where we wrap things up and make sure everything is set for our Etsy shop to go live. Now in this step, we need to add our payment details to pay Etsy a one-time fee to get listed on their platform. As you can see, Etsy charges $15 for setting up a new account and 20 cents for each new listing. So just add your payment details here, and Etsy will review and process the payment to finalize your shop setup. I'm filling out my details now, and you can do the same. This is the last step before your shop goes live, so let's get it done. After filling out all these details, Etsy will review the setup fee, and you'll need to make the payment to complete your account setup. Since it's a one-time payment, there's nothing to worry about. Once the payment is done, Etsy will ask you to set up two-factor authentication for security. Just follow the steps, enter the OTP you receive on your phone, and that's it. Now click on Open a Shop, and congratulations, you've successfully created your first Etsy shop. Now you're all set to start making money by selling your own digital products. And that's it. You've successfully set up your Etsy shop from start to finish. Now it's time to start uploading more digital products, optimizing your listings, and making sales. Keep experimenting, improving, and growing your shop. If you found this helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more tips on selling digital products online. See you in the next one.